I know, I just want to let you see it.
Who's Kendall?
I know. I can read your mind.
It's become a diva. I start charging.
I know, Ricky.
Martinis?
Could you imagine our meetings then? We might actually want them to go long.
Did you get my message? I'll give you.
Oh,
His voice.
I have Kendall's name.
Oh, that's okay. Do you want to just take it out or flip it over or something? Or you, here's mine.
It's the only one.
You want to get started?
Because all these were tabled.
Ready?
These two, but
Let's
this.
call the order of the June 21st, 2018 Plan Commission. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Broderick?
Here.
Mr. Cox?
Here.
Mr. Crompton? Ms. Fighting?
Here.
Mr. Kella?
Here.
Mr. Moore?
Here.
Mr. Orlando?
Here.
Mr. Rusinellos?
Here.
Mr. Strong?
Mr. Chair and members of the commission, just wanted to make an announcement for anybody in the audience or anybody watching on television. We do have a request to table case number A-10-18. That is the annexation of 197 acres located at the northeast corner of Schweitzer Road and South Chicago Street. It was a proposed classification to I-1, light industrial zoning, and approval of an annexation agreement. That request is to table to the July 19th, 2018 Plan Commission meeting. And the tabling request will allow the applicant additional time to work with their client on the final site selection for their future regional distribution center.
Okay, then a motion's in order to table A-10-18.
So move. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Ms. Fighting?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Mr. Orlando?
Aye.
Mr. Rusinellos?
Aye.
Mr. Broderick?
Aye.
Mr. Kella?
Aye.
Right here. So the first, the next item of business is the approval of the minutes. Their motion would be in order for approval of the May 17, 2018 Plan Commission minutes.
We have a motion to approve the minutes.
I make a motion.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Ms. Fighting?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Mr. Orlando?
Aye.
Mr. Rusinellos?
Aye.
Mr. Broderick?
Aye.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Mr. Kella?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is citizens to be heard on agenda items, and this section is for anyone wanting to speak regarding items that are listed on the agenda, except for those items that are listed under the public hearing section. Anyone speaking on an agenda item is entitled to speak for a maximum of 4 minutes. It is not a question and answer period, and staff and the Plan Commission do not generally respond to public comments. And please note, speakers who engage in conduct injurious to the harmony of the Plan Commission shall be called to order by the presiding officer and may forfeit the opportunity to speak. I'm not sure if we have any agenda items that are not public hearings. Do we have any of those? So with that, is anyone in the audience wanting to speak on non-public hearing items? None? Okay, we'll move on. Under old business public hearings, we have no new business or no business. Under the next section, under old business and no public hearing, the first case is item A, case Z-2-18. This is a reclassification of 316 Sherman Street from R3, which is a 1 and 2 family residential district, to the R2 single family residential district zoning. That case actually has been withdrawn. So if anybody was here for that item, that case has been withdrawn. Next item Item B, and that's case number A-6-18. That is an amendment to an annexation agreement for Centerpoint Intermodal Center at Joliet Subdivision at Centerpoint Way. And that item is going to be tabled. So if anybody here is for that item, that will be tabled. And I believe we would need a motion for that.
Okay, motion is in order for tabling A-6-18.
So moved. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Broderick?
Aye.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Ms. Spidey?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Mr. Orlando?
Aye.
Mr. Rosanellos?
Aye.
Mr. Kella?
Aye.
And the third and final item under old business, no public hearing, item C, and that's case number PUD-1-18, an amendment to the Timber Oaks planned unit development to allow additional building plans. That's an area adjacent to Timber Ridge Court with the PIN numbers as noted in the agenda. That item has actually been withdrawn from the agenda if anyone is here for that item. No motion is necessary. Moving on to new business public hearings. There are 2 public hearings this afternoon. Item A, which is with the one you just tabled, I'll just read it for the record. It's case A-10-18, and that was the annexation of 197 acres located at the northeast corner of Schweitzer Road and South Chicago Street. That item has been tabled, and that would go to the July, is it the 20th? I believe it's the July
19th.
I'm sorry, July 19th. That's a Thursday, July 19th Plan Commission meeting. Next item under public hearings, new business, item B, case PUD-2-18. This is an amendment to Lot 1 in Droughton Point Center Planned Unit Development, a re-subdivision located at the southwest corner of Caton Farm Road and Droughton Road. That includes 2 PIN numbers. Is the applicant here for PUD-2-18? Would you like to come up and present? Oh, I'm sorry, there's a staff report involved. Let me just summarize it, Mike, and then I'll bring you up. I jumped the gun. PUD-2-18, again, is an amendment to Lot 1 in Droughton Point Center. The applicant is TFG Joliet, LLC. Eugene Fagus is the applicant. The status of the applicant is contract purchaser. The owner of the property is First Community Oreo, LLC. And this is a request to amend the PUD. Purpose is to allow creation of 2 lots and allow a proposed medical office building on lot number 5. The existing zoning is B1 Neighborhood Business District. And again, this is at 2343 Droughton Road, which is the southwest corner of Droughton and Caton Farm. This would be immediately west of the CVS pharmacy. The size of the property is 3.4 acres. It's undeveloped. To the north is undeveloped R-2 residential. To the south is undeveloped zone B1 and residential zone B, R-2. To the east is commercial, zoned B1. To the west is residential, zoned R-2. Under site history, the 6.1 acre corner commercial was annexed into the city of Joliet in 1989 and zoned R-2, single family residential. And then in December of 2007, the City Council approved the preliminary, final, and recording plat of the subject site known as Droughton Point Center, which was a planned unit development. A petition to annex an additional 1.4 acres adjacent to the site and to reclassify the existing 6.1 acres from R2 to B1 was approved by the City Council in July of 2007. A request to amend and re-subdivide Lot 1 in Droughton Point Center in order to create 2 commercial lots and construct a bank was approved by the City Council in December 2008. However, that plat was never recorded and has since lapsed. Under special information, the petitioner is requesting approval of an amendment and re-subdivision of Lot 1 in Droughton Point Center in order to create 2 commercial lots. The resulting Lot 5 and Lot 6 will include a proposed 3,500 square foot medical clinic for physicians' immediate care. on Lot 5 and a future buildable area on Lot 6. A multi-tenant structure was started in the past on Lot 6 but was never completed. It could potentially be reduced to 19,156 square feet or could include a future use permitted within the B1 zoning district and allowed by the covenants. The existing design standards that were established by the CVS store are remaining consistent with the proposed physician's immediate care building, and elevations are included in your packet. The masonry building will be approximately 50 by 70 feet or 3,500 square feet, and it will maintain an EIFS, which is exterior insulation and finish system, cornice along the front. Wall signage is being proposed on the north, east, and west elevations of the building. A 10.5 foot high, 66 square foot brick monument sign that includes a 29 square foot electronic message center is being proposed along Caton Farm Road. The previously approved landscaping plan and decorative wall along Caton Farm Road will remain a requirement and will be installed by the developer at the time of the medical building construction. A 4 foot high board-on-board fence is being proposed from the back of the proposed medical building along the west property line for additional screening, and previously approved conditions concerning future commercial uses and design standards for the remainder of the lots in Droughton Point Center PUD will remain as originally approved as follows. Lot number 2 is the existing 12,900 square foot CVS store. Lot 3 will be a 5,500 square foot retail / restaurant or daycare, which was to be approved by a special use permit. Lot 4 is a wet bottom detention area. The following uses remain as prohibited uses at Droughton Point Commercial Center. 1, outdoor off-site advertising, a mobile home or recreational vehicle park, any type of sexually oriented business, any outdoor storage, including outdoor storage that is incidental to a permitted use, and there shall be no tavern or packaged liquor store. All of those prohibitions remain in effect, as well as a no bowling alley or billiard hall or tattoo parlor, no outdoor entertainment, no gas station, no oil change facility, car wash, body shop, automotive repair, auto painting, or auto sales, and no idling of trucks or the compaction of garbage or waste materials between 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. south or west of principal structures. Previously approved conditions concerning the church property located at the northwest corner of Droughton and Caton Farm will remain in place. These include the following as stipulated in the previously approved Droughton Point Center PUD. 1, that a condition remains as a restrictive covenant on the church property that phase 3 of the Brookside subdivision, in other words, the church property, can only be used for purposes currently permitted in the R2 single-family residential district. 2, that a condition remains that the aforementioned restrictive covenant is enforceable by the owners of property in Brookside subdivision and the city of Joliet. And 3, that all required restrictive covenants for the church property remains in place prior to the issuance of a certificate of occupancy for any commercial structure at the Droughton Point Center Commercial Center. All public improvements will be required per the subdivision regulations and the Public Works and Utilities Department. Water and sewer connection fees and developer impact fees will be required. It should be noted that a neighborhood meeting was held by the developer with adjacent homeowners on June 12th. And I'm sure the attorney for the project can kind of summarize those comments and questions. Under analysis, staff has indicated that the approval of the PUD amendment and the re-subdivision will allow the proposed development of Lot 5 with a physician's immediate care facility and for the future development of Lot 6 with a use allowed within the B1 zoning district. And that concludes staff's report.
If you have the petition on this, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission. Mike Hanson, attorney on behalf of the applicant.
We would agree with the staff report. I think there's only 2 questions that remain. First, I want to introduce my client, Eugene Fagus, who's a developer, developed a lot of these Walgreens and along with the similar one that's located at Black Road and Larkin Avenue. Chris Papish from Geotech are here also. We had our neighborhood meeting. There was a question concerning the hours of operation. Excuse me, I misspoke. The hours that the sign would be on, the sign that's on Droughton Point. I believe, Eugene, that our client is okay with turning the sign off, and I know Allison Swisher is here. I think we like to accommodate the residents with essentially have the residents set the tone as far as what the sign's going to be on and off. So I guess I'm asking Allison, what hours do you want the sign on and off? It's your call. Please give your name and address, please.
Allison Swisher, 2402 Monterey Drive, treasurer for the Brookside Homeowners Association. And we did attend the neighborhood meeting and felt that the use as the physician's care site was conducive for the property. As Mr. Hanson mentioned, we would like the signage hours as to when they are lit to match what the CVS pharmacy currently has, and their lights go off by 10 p.m. That is our only requests.
Well, thank you. And we're fine with that stipulation too.
With clarification that was the monument sign as well as the signage on the building.
Okay, thank you. We had one other smaller issue, Ray signs, and that is our property, of course, fronts on Caton Farm Road as well as, if you will, I don't want to say fronts, but it's off Droughton Road. And we would like to have one of those small little directional signs on Droughton Road. So when you're going north and south on Droughton Road, you would have, I think you're all familiar with those little signs that just say, you know, emergency care facility, arrow, you know, so people would know that. I don't know that that's in line with city codes and ordinances, but it seems to me that's something that we would like to have. We have entrances out there, and we'd like that to be a part of our package and have the Plan Commission make that recommendation to the City Council as well.
Okay. And the existing structure, is that the one on lot 6?
Yeah, that's going to be.
You think it's just going to be torn out?
That's going to be torn out, correct? Yes, right.
Because if you have a future use, they'll probably want a different layout anyway.
That's correct. That's going to be taken out.
All right, thank you. Any questions from the commission?
Yeah, I have one. You said, Mr. Hanson, you said that you wanted a sign put on Droughton Road emergency entrance?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, would we have to we have to make a recommendation for the city council to approve that, or would it have to go before the zoning, or?
No, that's a part of Jim
Or
Torrey I
planning?
talked to you about. That's a part of your purview here.
Yeah. Staff can review the plans for that proposal prior to city council consideration.
Okay, could I make a request that staff would consider that for Mr. Hanson to have that?
Yeah, it's a directional sign.
Yeah,
so
right.
we're
Yes.
clear on that. Right?
Is that what you want as a,
Right.
a recommendation? I'd like to make a recommendation that they consider a sign for entrance only for the.
We would just like the city council has the final say so on this.
Okay.
We'd like them to make that a part of our approval.
Now, as part of your motion, you can make that.
Yeah, along with the hours on the signage that we just talked about.
During the motion.
Okay, how would you want me to word the motion then?
I don't know, let's make sure we got any more questions first.
Okay.
I do, I'm sorry. Yeah, Mr. Hanson, I'm trying to picture the sign or signage like the emergency directional. Is there anything I can reference that we have in the city of Joliet that's similar to what you're suggesting? I mean, I just know the emergency room signs.
It's not, I may have misspoke when I said the words emergency, because we're like an emergency, it's a directional sign. You know, so when you're going down a road, I'm at a loss right now to think of where
They typically just say, typically say enter with an arrow or exit with an arrow.
Something like that.
And they're low to the ground, and they're just
Yes.
they're driver directional signs. They're not intended to be additional advertising
Correct.
signs.
No obstruction of traffic or nothing like header view of drivers. So
Yeah,
it's,
we have regulations on the books for those.
Digital signs, so yeah.
I mean, I understand the purpose. I'm just trying to visualize the actual sign.
Just
and
a
what it looks
very
like.
small, you know, I don't know, 2 feet by 6 inches sign, just like Mike said.
So you'll
Enter.
be able to pull from Droughton, make a left. You're gonna
Yeah, if you're
cement
going.
all that, and that's where you would want it, is right there.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're going north on Droughton, you're going there, here's where you go, rather than have to go all the way to Caton Farm and Droughton, turn left and come back.
Makes sense.
And was this explained or mentioned to the neighborhood group?
Yes. Didn't we mention that? Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. I just want to make sure that I'm being thoughtful to what you're.
You know, I don't believe it was discussed. As Brookside residents, we would have no objection to the directional sign on Droughton.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Any questions from the audience? Okay, hearing none. Then a motion's in order for PUD-2-18. Go ahead and make your.
I'd like to make a motion to have the request for Mr. Hanson to be presented to the city council for the entrance sign on Droughton Road.
Okay, but approval of the PUD?
Correct.
And the hours for the digital sign.
And also, yeah, right, also for the hours for the digital sign.
All right, thank you.
We
Second?
will write that into the.
Okay, and a second. All right, call the roll, please.
Ms. Fighting?
Aye.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Mr. Orlando?
Aye.
Mr. Russonelos?
Aye.
Mr. Broderick?
Aye.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Mr. Kellum?
Aye. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, the next item on the agenda is new business, no public hearing. There are no items under that section. We do not have a study session. And under item 9 on the agenda, we do not have any study sessions. And under item 10, old/new business, not for final action or recommendation, there are no items. And then finally, we have public comments, and this is just the section allowing anyone in the audience an opportunity to speak regarding non-agenda items. They're general in nature. They're allowed a maximum of 4 minutes. And again, it's not a question and answer period. Allison? Scott? Nobody in attendance, so let the record reflect that. And the final item is adjournment.
Okay, motion for adjournment?
I make a motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. I didn't mark it.